Hello and welcome back to my garage here in Car Mechanic Simulator 2018. As you can see, I have a full house here. After the last time when I finished clearing the garage, I pulled more cars out of my storage and knocked them all out. And so we can go ahead and get rid of all these. I just want to show them off briefly. I had 3 of these Porsche 928s in my storage. I'm not sure why I accumulated so many. I do have one that I kept in my personal collection. These ones are all extras. I'm not sure why I accumulated so many of them. It's a perfectly decent car. The mod is pretty well done. It has the V8. It has a V8 engine in it rather than the Porsche engine, but it's fine. Each one of these is worth like $101,000. They're within like 20 bucks of each other, I think. That one was 101 and 308, and this one is 101 200. And this one is 101 200. So one of them was worth $108 more than the others. And then these over here are Porsche 911 RS America, the standard non-turbo version. And these are worth, these are like so many of the other cars I have done, where they are built out exactly the same way, but the value is radically different. This one is $339,000, and this one is $226,000. So that other one is $339,000. It's $113,000 more for that other car, even though their conditions are identical, except this one has 145,000 miles and this one has like 89,000 miles. So that other one has what, about 60,000 more miles than that one. What was that again? 148 versus 89. So 45 and 11 is 66,000 miles more on this one than the other car, and it translates to almost $100,000 worth of difference. No, more than 100,000. Yeah, this one is this is like $103,000 more than the other car, but that's fine. These are just ones that I had laying around, and they're all done now, so we can get rid of them. And now I have something exciting to work on, finally. And let's see if I can remember where I put it. It's not here. I would really like to have a mod that allows me to just shuffle cars around by pointing and clicking. There it is. I finally found this car. The last of the Mercedeses, and this is the Mercedes SLS AMG. And I found this car in the junkyard. As you can see, it's needing a full rebuild, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm looking forward to this one. This is like the only one of these Mercedeses. The other Mercedeses have really not been all that exciting to me. I've been finding them to be fairly disappointing. They're not particularly powerful, not particularly interesting, except for the Gullwing one is somewhat interesting, but even that was a pretty mediocre kind of car, in my opinion. And I'm hoping that this one will build out to something more exciting. Need to get out of this menu. And I wanted to look again quickly. It was about 69,000, I think, when I started taking stuff off of it. And now we're going to start putting things on and see what the value becomes when we're all done. Body condition is at 1%. So now I want to go ahead and get things out of here. I don't see... Does it have ABS? I don't see any ABS modules anywhere. There's no radiator. Doesn't appear to have ABS. That's fine. And I'm going to have to pay attention to the model of these things. What was it? M159. Should go ahead and get that too. Radiator fan housing B. And I imagine these things are going to want a bunch of clips. How many are on there? One? Only 3. Actually kind of surprises me that it uses clip A. Those things are pretty big. I thought it would be clip B. But that means I need 6 of them for the 2 of these. Okay. I'm surprised it doesn't have an ABS module. It's a fairly recent car. I'm surprised that they wouldn't have ABS on it. Unless it's hiding somewhere in here and I just haven't seen it. But I don't think it's there. So let's go ahead and buy our body parts now. Those even aren't that expensive. $17.50 for the doors, $22.75 for the bumper. Those are the most expensive bits. $1,000 a pop for the fenders. $17.95. Call it $1,800 for the rear bumper. $12.50 for the headlights. Yeah, it's not super expensive as compared to some cars for the body parts. I don't know how many plates it takes. It does want a front plate. Is that Arkansas? It looks like Arkansas. I wonder if this thing has a variation on the gull-wing door. Probably not. I imagine, looking at it, it looks kind of like the GT40 door. It's got that sort of big, it's like an integral part of the roof when the door is closed. Okay, body condition at 100%. So let's see how that looks. Oh, it is a gull-wing door. Okay. So this is sort of an updated version of the gull wing. So let's go ahead and clean it up now and see what it looks like. And look at that, we're up to $190,000 now. Just cosmetically fixed it up. Interior looks tons better. Can't open the door while it's on the lift though. We'll do that in a second when we send it to the paint shop after we swap out the fuel tank and the exhaust. So presumably I need this and that. Probably going to need that manifold too, but I'll wait on that. Oh, I want 2 of those. Okay. $218,000 now at this point. This should be a pretty valuable car when all is said and done. I think I will stick with this blue. It looks good. I wonder what they have, if they have any liveries for this car. And the answer appears to be no. So we'll paint it. Oh yeah. Remember how this bit right here, I don't know what you would call this, like the strike plate for the door. Remember what that looked like a second ago? Yeah. Looks 1,000 times better once you've cleaned it up. I do like the red interior. It's just like the 300. The Goldwing 300 had a red interior as well. It has a red interior as well, regardless of the external color of the vehicle. Okay. Now we can really get to work on it. 6.3 liter. So I imagine it's pretty powerful to begin with. I forgot to look at the horsepower rating. 558 for that engine. So it has a double wishbone rear end. The transmission is in the back. Oops, that needs to come off. And that whole thing is the drive shaft. I guess I have to take the transmission off first to get to it. That's really wacky. Look how big that thing is. And the starter even goes right in there. The rear will be easy to put together though, since it's just a double wishbone rear. It will be very simple to put back together. clutch and stuff is. The clutch, well, the clutch and everything must be up here. Yep, there they are. Okay, let's process our way through this stuff. Get rid of the brakes. Should be like 8 bushings to deal with. Oh, I have a good one there. I have a leftover, so I only need to buy 7 bushings. I don't know why I have an extra one. Almost bought a bunch of brake servos. That would have been bad. Okay, let's get double wishbone rear. Whoops, not the front. Not yet. I'm sure I'm going to need those, but I want to do this one fairly systematically. What else should I get here? The hubs. And the clutch stuff. Because the clutch pressure plate is often repairable, but we're not going to be using a normal, a non-standard, what the hell's the word I want? We're going to be using performance clutch parts, so it's a waste of time to repair, like the pressure plate. You only get a small amount of money for it if it's repaired as opposed to not repaired, unlike the gearbox, which I always try to do. Let's see, I don't need that. And let's go ahead and get these shocks assembled so I can dismount the tires. We'll see if we can reuse these rims. %. The other one was like 20 or something. What was it? 15%. That one is borderline. We might be able to repair that one or we might not. Okay, I want to go ahead and get the tires 295 30 19. I'm going to go ahead and get race tires instead of sport tires because it's going to be significantly more powerful when it's done. And we got the correct size, so that's good. Let's see what we can repair of what's left. Something failed. Got both of the rims. And we got that drive shaft. That kind of surprises me. I'm going to replace the gearbox anyway. And that was a bottom suspension arm B and an upper suspension arm. I saw those. Let's see, how much did we get for this? $11.50. See, that's why I repair gearboxes when I can. I mean, scrap value is like, 30, 40, 50 bucks. Here we get almost $1,200. That's way more worth it. So rear axle knuckle housing and drive axle B. It was D, I think. Pretty sure it was. Yep. Okay, let's go chrome these rims too. Just for grins. Okay. Yeah, that looks sharp. And it's good, it's cool that we get to reuse both of those rims. Most of the time you get one or two, but then we haven't taken the front off yet, so we don't know if we're going to be able to reuse them. Not going to be able to fully assemble the back end anyway. Always happens when you have the transmission in the back. I can probably go ahead and yank that engine out now. Oh, it's going to make me take the air filter out. I hate you already. I can see why. They're both attached to these throttles. It's fine though. It means we can we'll have the parts. That means we already have the parts. So yeah, that's what that thing looks like now. Oops. I wasn't clicking on what I thought I was clicking on there. We will dismount these tires as well, see if we can reuse those rims. I wasn't looking when I took them off. Might have an idea of what they're at, but we'll just have to find out when we dismount the rim. Dismount the tire, rather. Okay, there we go. So I need to buy 12 more of these. At least there's no small bushings. And the front brakes. I'll go ahead and get the tie rods and the rack. I wasn't paying attention. I don't know if it was sway bar, it's the sway end link is always going to be B unless it's shock absorber A, which this of course was not. And there's that. So it's front sway bar B. I need to buy one of those. Okay, so we need to get the hub bearings and the hub caps. I'm going to go ahead and buy the front wheel hubs as well. And that should leave us with just the suspension arms. Let's get the, I should have gone ahead and bought these as well. Double wishbone shock absorbers for the front. So we can go ahead and get these put together while we dismount the tires. So that rim is 17. And this rim is 27. I think we'll probably be able to repair both of them as well. Okay, so this can go and that can go. 265, 35, 19. And we match the tire sizes again, so that's good. We'll go ahead and see what we can repair now. Looks like we actually repaired quite a bit. Yeah. Bottom suspension arm and front knuckle C. Alright. I think we're... Oh, okay. I just realized I looked at the inventory and I could only see 3 shocks. And I realized that there was one still on the spring, whatever the hell you call that thing over there. The shock assembler. Okay, now, get these mounted. We'll go ahead and reassemble the front, and then we'll get to work on the engine. I have a feeling that I'm going to have to get the engine in there before I can put the back end entirely back together. I just love the nice shiny new tires. So pretty. Let's see, this was the 265 on the front. Yeah, that definitely looks good. The chrome wheels look pretty much good everywhere. Okay, that's all of that. Look how far back the engine sits. There's a whole lot of empty space in front of it. between the engine and the radiator. Or is there something else that goes in there? And 265. At least it's not trying to sneak the wrong tires on the front. Okay, this is just like the Porsches when you have the engine and transmission out of the back of the car and you go to reassemble the rear end, and this is as far as you can get. Even though the engine is in the front of this car, the transmission is at the back of the drive shaft, which is really weird. That drive shaft is chunky too. It's really big and heavy. I imagine in the real car it does more. Okay, let's see how much we're at now. 238,000. It's because there's no engine in it. The engine makes a significant portion of the value of the vehicle. But let's get in here and start ripping this thing apart. What do we have in here? Oh, look, camshaft caps. So that means we're going to have to buy a bunch of them. How many is that? 2, 4, 6, 8. So I'm going to need 16 of those camshaft caps. Look at all these timing shoes. There's like 5 of them. Okay, what are you hung up on? Oh, the camshaft comes out here. Oh, there's another. Well, I missed those the first time. There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. Okay, it looks like nothing else comes off of there. Go ahead and turn it over. And we'll go ahead and process this stuff. So let's get rid of these caps, because I know I'm going to need to just buy new ones. Go ahead and get the alternator, spark plugs. There was a fuel rail. Good, here, so we can get... Wait, camshaft A. There's only one of them, so hopefully I need 4 of those, 1 each of these, presumably 2 of these. There's the fuel rail. Intake manifold, and 2 throttles. So that means we can get rid now of this, and that. Both of these throttles, that manifold, the 4 camshaft A's. So we're good there. Let's see. Camshaft A. Go ahead and get the cam gears. There were 4 of these, and a roller. I'm sure there's going to be more rollers. Probably a crankshaft pulley and a water pump pulley as well. Okay, so that's this, and this, and this, and this, and this. Oh, and that right there. We'll try to repair the water pump and the timing cover, the intake base. So we should be able to find our timing stuff now. There was this chain and this chain, and I think there were like 1 of these, and I think 2 each of these other ones. Yep. 1 A, 2 B's, and 2 C's. I got these timing chains. Let's see if we can repair the rest of this stuff. Good deal. So we will also need to buy... Let's get down here. I don't see any bearings. I don't see any caps. So we'll need to get those. Piston rings and pistons. Where's the oil pan? There isn't that. This thing I bet we need, and this I bet we need that. Intake top cover. Intake front cover. I'm sure I'm going to need those. Let's see, let's go ahead and get this, and this serpentine belt. I didn't mean to get that far back. Let's get over here and buy our pistons. Okay, now we can yank all these out and throw them straight into the trash. Sell these for like $1, $2, $7 for the scrap ones. Okay, we'll see if we can repair the block and the crankshaft. Yeah, got them both. Didn't lose any engine parts, at least stuff that we didn't intend to replace anyway. I don't know what oil it needs. I love doing this with V8 engines, once they clip right into the engine stand like that. I love putting in new pistons. It just looks so, I mean, putting all the new parts in is really satisfying when you remember what a rusty, I mean, it was just a mass of rust when we took it out and put it on here. And now it's going to be beautiful. I think it would be cool if they had like a transparent view where you could put the engine together and then like put it in a transparent mode where you can see the pistons going up and down and the crankshaft turning. I think that'd be really interesting. I like that. That looks really sharp. It's probably going to be covered up too. You can see through that hole though. That's neat. Some of the things you assemble in here, you'll see a hole. I mean, you'll see a hole that you know you should be able to see through, but you can't. Like the Porsche engine the Porsche engine heads, the cylinder heads rather. I mean, you should be able to see through them, but you can't. Okay. I think I got... I know I didn't buy the head covers. But I think I have darn near everything necessary to finish this engine. It's so weird. Assemble it in that order. Yeah, I knew it was going to need more rollers. There was only the one roller A on it at the beginning. Probably going to need a belt tensioner as well. Roller B. Oh, wow. 3 roller A's. So this needs a lot of rollers. That's like 4 roller A's and 2 B's. It's actually not as many as the DOH CV8 though. Okay, so I don't think I'm even going to need a belt tensioner. And that's where the oil filter goes, okay. So now we just need to get all these things screwed down. I bet it's going to need ignition coils as well, since there's no distributor. Okay, engine head cover A. So presumably there's a head cover A and B. Yeah, those are definitely calling for ignition coils there. I wonder if it has a coil cover that goes on top of it. Nope. That looks really sharp though. I like that a lot. Okay, I think that's done. That looks, it looks way more impressive than the other engines do. The V8 that's in the 4-door car, what was it, the 560? I can't remember. Because the other cars had straight 6s. Okay, I give up. Where the hell is the oil fill cap? Surely it doesn't go in the back or something stupid like that. Okay. That's what goes in all this empty space. Sneaky, sneaky. So that's where the oil goes. Oh my god. Keep clicking on the wrong thing. Come here. This is like the Porsche Carrera GT, where the oil fill cap is actually on the transmission. You put the engine in the car, but you don't put oil in it until the transmission is attached. That should be all done. Yep, 100% across the board. So now we can go see what we have built. $558. So we should probably get up around 700, I would think, yeah? That's pretty good. Almost 900. 895 would be 6, 11, would be like 100, and it would be about 1,116 to double it. So that's pretty solid. I think I want to take a screenshot of it from here. I didn't take one in the junkyard because I was so shocked to find it. I don't think I've taken a picture of a car in here yet. Okay, so now we need to go and drive this thing and see what it's capable of. Okay, here we are. Let's take a look at it outside. It's very pretty. It's a good, solid color. Not too dark, not too bright. And the chrome rims really set it off nicely. Yeah, I'm pleased with how this came out. It looks really good. Let's go ahead and test it and see if we can keep it in a straight line. Wants to pull to the left really badly. Up over 200 though. You see, as soon as I crossed the finish line, it was like, nope, I'm gone. 210. That's really good. I'm impressed with that. Okay, so I want to quickly go back to the paint shop because I want to write down the numbers for this blue. Because I think it looks really good. I want to be able to use it again. Just I have a notepad full of colors that I've written down. Perfect, got it. Just in case I ever feel like painting a car this color, or even if I get another one of these. Because actually at this point, I like this car enough that I would be willing to keep one. I would be inclined to keep it, because I like this car quite a bit. Of all the Mercedeses, this is the only one that I'm really impressed with. But this one I want to go ahead and sell, just to get a feel for how much they're worth. And it's over $500,000, it looks like. $537,000. Yep, that makes me happy. And someday I will find another one. And I'll probably go ahead and build one to keep for myself. I still have my backlog full of cars to work on. I'll pull out some more of those and get those done so I can clear that out. And then we will go back to our old school junkyard hunting for new stuff to work on. So that's going to go ahead and wrap this one up. If you made it this far, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you again for our next junkyard adventure. So on that note, bye for now.